Welcome back for another video. Got some exciting news. I've been working on a complete redesign of the team selection videos for next season, so I've got a sneak peek for the final few game weeks of this season. Let me know what you think of it. As usual, in this one we're going to run through how the team looks for next game week, transfer plans and final thoughts. Starting with a quick look at how Game Week 35 is going. 57 points as it stands, with the Chelsea and Spurs game the final game to be played still, where I'll have 6 players involved: Petrovic, Pedro Porro, Romero, Son, Palmer and Jackson. Admittedly got a bit lucky with the Romero pick, who scored against Arsenal. In last week's video I said I was going to get him rather than Van de Ven because he's got far better minutes per expected goal involvement, albeit every 700 or so minutes, so I won't pretend that was a genius pick. He had a header sail wide and he had another shot off the post as well, and he pounced on Raya's mistake. I don't know what he was doing in the cam position, but he pulled one back for Spurs. He scored 5 goals this season now, which is more than any defender. Gordon and Isak both delivered double-digit hauls in their win over Sheffield United. Barnes and Wilson came on the second half, and I was expecting these two to make way, but they both stayed on the pitch, which was encouraging. Foden missed out of illness, a bit unlucky, but also a bit lucky in the sense that Haaland's goal came off the bench. Who knows how these two would have compared if Foden had been available and started. Most wildcarders had Haaland on the bench, while the non-wildcarders started Haaland. In the end, pretty much everyone got Haaland's points. Ederson was taken off at half-time in the win over Forest, and he was seen leaving the stadium in a sling. Not ideal so soon before the double game week. Let's talk about it and we'll run through how the team's set to line up this week. In goal, despite the injury, I'm starting Ederson. If he doesn't play, then Petrovic also subs on for him. The latest on Ederson is he has trained with the City first team following the injury, so the hope is that he continues starting. And Ortega's start would really force a difficult decision in Game Week 37. Either keep Ederson and hope for the best, or sell him for a worse keeper that will play like Anana. Given how many injuries Chelsea have got, I don't have much confidence in a clean sheet against West Ham, so I'm hoping to avoid the auto sub. Moving on to the defence, which is Burn, Gabriel and Saliba. Burn's away to Burnley this game week, who have turned a corner recently. They've got 6 points from their last 5 games, and they're still in with a shout of avoiding relegation. Burnley have conceded 102 headers at goal this season, which is second worst after Sheffield United, and no one's lost more than their 663 aerial duels. Hopefully catch Burn on the end of a golden corner. For this one, Newcastle have been given a 27% chance of a clean sheet. Arsenal was second on the clean sheet odds with a 45% chance. I'm going to try and get tickets for this one again. In the same fixture last season, I had double Arsenal defence and I was at the game, and we conceded about 20 seconds in the game to wipe the double clean sheet in my team. Hopefully it goes better this time round. The job on hand is straightforward: win all 3 remaining games and hope City drop points somewhere. Arsenal have been set piece specialists this season. They've scored 16 goals from corners, which is the most by any team since West Brom back in the 16-17 season under Tony Pulis. They also scored 16 that season. If they can keep 2 clean sheets from the final 3 games, they'll help me push towards a strong finish. Onto the midfield, which is Son, Palmer, Gordon, Foden and Fernandes. Somewhat of a benching headache this week. I need to pick one of Son, Gordon and Jackson for the bench. Benching Son feels like a bad idea, but perhaps that's his price tag playing tricks on the mind. He's away at Anfield, albeit a Liverpool side that aren't at their best right now. Liverpool have lost 2 of their last 3 Premier League games, which is as many defeats as their previous 42 matches in the competition combined. Although it's mathematically very unlikely, it's not completely over for Liverpool, and certainly not over for Spurs, who are battling the European spot still. I'm expecting to see Richarlison back in the starting 11, probably in striker with Son in left wing. Palmer gets the vice captaincy for the West Ham game. A few surprising stats here. Over the last 6 games played, Man United are rock bottom, worse than the league for expected goals conceded, with 14.49 XGC. This was partly why I settled for Romero over Maguire. But West Ham are second worst, which will suit Palmer in current form if it continues. And Brentford are actually best in the league over the last 6. One interesting observation in recent games is that Gordon's on corner duties, on both sides as well. As if he wasn't already an elite FPL pick, he's got even more routes to points now. Over the last 4 game weeks he's taken 21 corners, only Robertson's taken more over that run. He's got great delivery on him as well. 10 of his 21 corners have been successful, while Robertson's had 11 of his 32 successful. However, it's no secret what a huge difference in output there is comparing his home and away games. He's got 169 points this season, 131 of those in home games, which is more than any player home this season, 31 of his 169 coming away. 9 goals, 13 assists at St James's Park, 1 goal, 2 assists on the road. Nonetheless, I can't bring myself to bench him against Burnley, especially now he's on corners from both sides, asking for trouble there. Boden's expected to be fine for Game Week 36 after missing the weekend's game with illness. He's in training already, so no concerns about missing this one. Home game to Wolves for Man City, who are going to be without O'Neill on the touchline after getting a one-match suspension for his reaction to a disallowed goal in the game against West Ham. It's pretty astonishing that Bruno came away with no returns against Burnley last match. If you're a non-owner, you can certainly count yourself fortunate there. Despite no attacking returns, he was so involved he still came away with 2 bonus points. He took 3 shots that game and he created 4 big chances. It's a must-win game for United next, while they're staring down the barrel at Europa Conference League in all likelihood. Onto the front 2, which is Haaland and Isak. After his cameo last match, I'm expecting Haaland to start against Wolves, so he's the natural choice for captaincy in my opinion. I think the likes of Palmer, Isak, and even Saka or Salah if you've got them are good choices as well. Wolves have impressed me this season, and they've been unfortunate not to be higher up in the table. However, it's hard to see anything other than a comfortable City win here. Perhaps a mistake on the wildcard was swerving De Bruyne in favour of Ederson. It's all about the combinations though. Going without Ederson meant picking a Nana, and it meant dropping Gordon or Bruno, which was a difficult call. I'm very envious of anyone that went for the triple up. I'm not expecting much Pep roulette for the final few games, as there's no margin for error for City. Haaland tops the Gameweek26 goal scorer odds, given a 60% chance of scoring any time. Salah in second with 47%. If I had Salah still, I'd give him one more week and then sell him in Gameweek37. What a season Isak's having. He's got 19 goals and 23 stars, which is unbelievable. He's trailing Haaland by just 2 goals in the Golden Boot race with 2 fewer stars. In his last 8 games, he's got 9 goals and an assist. He's almost in essential territory for the double game week, given they're home to a bare-bones Brighton side, and then they've got the Man United team, who have been poor defensively, with a lot of injuries at the back themselves. So that's the starting 11. Let me know in the comments what you think of the redesign. On the bench, I've got Petrovic, Jackson, Porro and Romero. I've got nothing in the bank. I spent every single penny on the wildcard last week. If Ederson was going to be out for a couple of weeks, then I'd sell him for Ortega this week, but given the news that he's reportedly in training already, I'll keep him in with a chance of being benched this week. So just to run through future game weeks on Plan FPL, in Game Week 37 the plan's to bench boost. I'll have 13 doublers, the 2 singles being Gabriel and Saliba. I picked them both on the wildcard with the hope that they'll make up the points in the game weeks either side of the double, and perhaps they'll keep a clean sheet away at Old Trafford. I will have 2 free transfers though, so I'm open to burning a transfer, but there is also the option to hop onto a double gaming asset like Dunk for 1 week and then reverse the transfer. Although given I've got double Spurs defence against Sheffield United in Game Week 38, and I'll have 1 Arsenal defender still, I don't necessarily need to buy Saliba back if I were to sell him. I could alternatively buy a single Game Week defender like Bramthwaite, since they're home to Sheffield United Game Week 37, and if I make those types of moves, it frees up the money to go Bruno to Saka in Game Week 38, so it's something I'm going to be weighing up next week. Thanks very much for watching. Let us know in the comments how many points you're on. If you enjoyed the video and the new redesign, hit subscribe and make sure you drop the video a like. See you soon for the next one.